You can't even question whether it was Dan's in that winner's bracket final.
Dude, absolutely. You got to be careful as well. You might cut yourself on that bone structure. That man, he's a handsome devil as well. So not only is he a wizard here at COD, but Josh, big question: can he do this again?
Well, we said he's definitely a wizard. Will he actually turn out to be a guy with the rank of Grand Elf? We will find out very soon, Curry.
Just a few meters away from Dens is his former team, MINDFREAK, and let's have a look at that lineup. Excite on your far right was the fill-in for him. We did see Dens leave the team under some dramatic circumstances. They've found themselves in the grand final. Dens had such a dominant performance in the winners bracket final. Josh, can Excite go toe-to-toe with the former MINDFREAK player?
I mean, I think he can, but you got to watch out because the snake will bite you, as they may say. That's the reputation he's gathered around the scene, but, you know, much respect still to Dan's. Obviously, a fearsome player here in competitive Call of Duty. You can see the entire lineup on your screen. From MINDFREAK, does Excite have what it takes to take on both Dens and the rest of the Tainted Minds lineup, Miles? I definitely think so.
I think you can 100% do that. We've seen Excite do some ungodly things in Call of Duty. You know, he's the kind of player that he really is full of surprises. He's super consistent most of the time, very rarely an inconsistent player. You know, he's ultimately one of the region's finest. You know, MINDFREAK wouldn't have picked him up if that wasn't the case.
Let's check out the maps that these 8 players will be competing on in your grand final. Kicking it off is a Scorch hardpoint. MINDFREAK have been flexing their hardpoint muscles all weekend long, Miles. Is this first map going to really give a key indication on how this grand final is going to go down?
Well, it should do, Curry, absolutely. I mean, the only team that's been able to come close, if not best MINDFREAK in respawn game types, particularly in hardpoint, is of course Tainted Minds. You know, we keep hammering on about how great MINDFREAK are at their respawns, and they still are arguably one of the best in the region, but the only team to make them bleed in this one is TM.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this thing with your rig draft. It is grand final time here in Sydney, Australia for your CWL Sydney Open 1. Who do you have taking this one out? It's a battle of the minds. Join the conversation on social media. Hashtag CWL Sydney. Is Tainted Minds going to pull out the upset and be the new kings of the Australian and New Zealand scene? Or are MINDFREAK going to pull that crown away from them? Looking through the map, it is a hard point to break things off. Josh, how influential is this first map going to be on the overall series?
Obviously, it's going to be huge, Curry, because we're going to be seeing MINDFREAK try and fight back after they're down. Miles, I feel like what we've done here and what this series represents is 2 gladiators in a ring, but what you've done is you've thrown a sword to Tainted Minds and just given MINDFREAK a pat on the bum and said, good luck.
Good luck, brother. The Emperor's got a thumbs up or a thumbs down waiting for either one of those guys, and we'll see just what the Emperor has in store for these gladiators going into this one. Josh, the Colosseum is set. It is going to be breakout. Oh, man, I'm excited.
It's
not
going to be
dumbass,
Scorch. You can be a little silly sometimes.
I'm just
Miles.
excited.
He's
Who
very
can blame
excited.
me?
I'll try and contain him, guys, but no promises. He might let the cat out of the bag.
I'm going to take my shoes off.
Oh, get all comfortable up in here.
We're going to be here all night, I think.
I think so. If MINDFREAK have anything to say about it. As a reminder, folks, if you are playing at home, you like a little bit of trivia, the way the format goes, MINDFREAK need to win 2 best of 5s as they are coming from the losers bracket. So even if they do get the jump here, they need to do it again. As Curry mentioned, it's something Optic almost did against eGaming over in the United States at the last CWL event there before Paris. Now moving into this one, MINDFREAK, they have the uphill battle, but they are, until now, on LAN, the reigning champions. Here in this matchup, of all matchups, the Gladiators will go head-to-head. And as we've already said, Tainted Minds, they have their sword, but MINDFREAK just picked up a stick. Can they shape it into a spear?
Fashion it, if you will, into a pointy object and shiv their opponents. We'll find out now as Hardpoint gets underway on Scorch. Not Breakout, you jackass. We're going to kick this one off with damage to see if he can't do just that. It's going to be an early gambit here on that Hardpoint, and Excite takes down Shock's not the best start you want for a blue fan, but look at that, 2 kills apiece, 3 kills if you count Nimble. He's on his own, but look at the flank. He's going to get 1, he's going to get the... Nope, doesn't make it happen, but Nimble trying to keep it real for his team. Getting spooked by dead bodies, you know, he's gunning.
Yeah, Nimble is definitely gunning. He picked up one. He scratched the back of MINDFREAK. It felt comfy for them. Gave them a little bit of a wake-up as we're going to be moving into the second hard point in about 30 seconds. This is going to be a very intense hard point, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee it, as we are still on board with Nimble. He picked up one before being dropped. 3 players from Tainted Minds taken down. MINDFREAK coming out swinging. Buzzo here, 3 and 2. Picking up kills. No donuts in this one, Sonny.
Nah, he's had enough of his donuts. There was plenty of S&D rounds, and Buzzo seems to be a man possessed now. He's fully ready to give it to Tainted Minds. 23-17 at this point. Buzzo's still going hard. Can he find another one? He is absolutely propped and ready for this one. Grand finals time, baby, and he's turned up to play.
Yeah, with the donuts he had before, he was obviously bulking. Now he's on a cut. We'll hopefully be seeing more of him very soon. Shocks here. He's going to be holding the hard point. MINDFREAK still picking up points. MINDFREAK Dirt versus Tainted Minds. Round 2, this is what we're looking for here, ladies and gentlemen, and as these gladiators do go head-to-head, it looks like the shiv they've fashioned has been going well for them so far, but Tainted Minds swinging with that sword, and it's looking good. They're fighting back here. MINDFREAK, this is, look, they've got the pressure on, and they've got the early lead, but Miles, this is head-to-head. Tainted Minds now coming back. We're going to slow it down because it's getting pretty intense. 2 kills for MINDFREAK, 2 kills for Tainted Minds. They're just trading out. It is back and forth madness here.
Look, this is the way the other hardpoint went in the first series they played in Winners Bracket Final. It was shot for shot, blow for blow, hardpoint for hardpoint, and then eventually Tainted Minds changed something up and they managed to just pull away. Are we going to see a similar play happen here? TM have just managed to take the lead, 54-37 and rising. This next hardpoint is going to prove crucial. You can see the fight's going down for spawns now. Excite takes down Zeus. Zeus gets Fighter. Excite gets Nimble as well. So Excite, a couple of kills to his name, but he does get brought down. But look, that one fell straight into the hands of MF, and now a cheeky little run from Dens, who has literally been the Achilles heel of this entire lineup so far, is going to be able to help TM get that one back for themselves. MF though, Josh, never say die.
That's right. I mean, I saw Buzzo with that very nice rotation earlier, and before he died, Excite spawned up, able to clear out this hard point from the Tainted Minds players, and all 4 down there inside the hangar. It is the hangar of death here for Tainted Minds as MINDFREAK stamped their name on it, trying to hold this one down and get the lead back from Tainted Minds, who came out very strong at the beginning of this hard point. I want to watch it from Tainted Minds' point of view, as Damage is going to be pushing out and trying getting control of this hard point with 15 seconds left though, Miles. You know, this one is just about the scrap points and then trying to get the spawns and the rotation for the next one over towards Drill.
Yeah, TM so far, I mean, doing their best they can to clean up those scrap points, but look, MINDFREAK's so good at breaking in those setups and getting those tiny little morsels of score points. Every little helps when you're playing teams of this caliber, and they know that those plays matter. Now, of course, it is so important that they get those kills on the rotation, secure the spawns for the next hardpoint, and it seems that they've done just that. TM now full control. They do have that hardpoint. You can see the break coming from MINDFREAK. 2 players coming on through that cave side. They're going to be on cliff any second now, and the shots are going to be ringing out. Buzzo's going to make that sort of side play. Big nade goes out. Can he make something happen? Doesn't find any tags, so now he's going to make the play. Charges in. He has the help of his teammates. Full knowledge of where these members of TM are, but look at this. A lot of time being spent. They're not going to waste this opportunity to cut the setup clean in half, and now you can see Buzzo rocking on through. Big shots. He's winning these major gun battles, and now that's control of the hardpoint.
Yeah, and that was obviously a huge gun battle to win versus Zeus. They got control there, but keep in mind, it is Tainted Minds still in the lead, so holding on to the scrap points of this drill hardpoint is going to be big, as is the rotation back towards the middle of the map. Because these hardpoints are so close, you can keep fighting for these scrap points right down to the very last second, but obviously spawns are a huge deal, and getting control of mid-map is big. That's why Nimble is fighting up the top. He was along the wall run, and now they're going to be working over towards Bridge once again in the middle of the map. Shots ringing out for Nimble, but Excite too good for him, and Fighter is going to be in here as well. But this currently right now for MINDFREAK is the Excite and Buzzo show. Buzzo does go down, Fighter racking up the points now, and now the lead, and again it has a huge part to deal, it is obviously a huge thing for Excite, picking up all these kills, allowing MINDFREAK to hold this one down. But as I say that, Tainted Minds back in control and also hit this triple digits to come this far and be, you know, neck and neck, about to take over the lead once again. Tainted Minds, if they can hold out. This is such a close match.
Speaking of close, we've got Zeus now super close to his payload. He's on a 3-kill streak. Big shots coming out from Nimble and Shocks trade. Buzzo on the back end of that kill. Big nades there from Shocks, taking down 2 players and a teammate, so that's a ton of kills for him. And again, we've got MINDFREAK back on the respawn now. TM are spawning out in these final seconds of Bridge. They're going to see what they can do for this next one. This is exciting your screen with FTL ready in his back pocket, but he gets captured out there by Nimble, laying in wait in the corner for him. So big kills there. This is going to be the opening gambit that they needed. TM have just taken the lead, 120-111. It is neck and neck between these 2 teams, Josh. We're going down to a photo finish.
I think we are, as Fido and Buzzo are just trying to fight their way to the hard point. Those 2 couldn't quite get there, but luckily Excite could. He is going to have that FDL jump when he does need it, but you can see here Tainted Minds converging from all sides. I want to watch it from Zeus's point of view. He's coming in from the main cut. You can see he's going to get some shots out over near this this head glitch. Gets some shots out. He does support his teammates. Den's still alive in here. He's going to drop. Where's Nimble? He's working his way cross map. You can see all players were down. So obviously Tainted Minds with 20 seconds left. They kind of have to give this one up, Miles, and work towards this next rotation.
Man, MINDFREAK, they played that one so well. The slides were coming out and the trades back and forth. It fell in the favor of MINDFREAK, and they're still getting that hill time now. 27 points in the lead, 148 and 149, and climbing now to Tainted Minds 120. This is a beautiful turnaround for MF. They had the lead in the beginning. TM have just managed to pull it back, and now MINDFREAK, they're on the steed, and they're whipping away that horse, and these gladiators are now charging around the arena, and damage. 3 in a row for him. Huge stuff. He's holding those players back from the rear, and now look at this. Tainted Minds with a big chunk of time on this hard point.
Yeah, I mean, you was talking about MINDFREAK taking the reins, but Tainted Minds have kicked them off, and here they are getting control of this hard point and coming back in a big way. Just as much as MINDFREAK controlled Turbine, the hangar now belongs to Tainted Minds. They've scratched off the MINDFREAK graffiti, and their Tainted Minds, they're renovating and making it green-themed, baby, as Tainted Minds are coming back in this one. MINDFREAK fighting hard. Shox and Buzzo teaming up, and Buzzo trying to play for his life here, but it's all about Shox. He's going to have that camo play for whenever he's ready for it. Expect that one to come out maybe soon. He's on a 3-kill streak, working for that Trinity rocket. He's 3 kills away, maybe less, depending what kind of points he can rack up. MINDFREAK in front by 20, 9 seconds for the rotation. Zeus is fighting for it in the middle. He takes down Excite, and this is going to be a huge rotation over to Drill. For MINDFREAK, it's Fighter who's fighting for it.
MINDFREAK now 179, 147. We've got that new hardpoint in control of Tainted Minds. Shox going huge, 19 and 10. He's on a 3-kill streak, along with Buzzo on a 2 of his own. So kill streaks are plenty now for the boys in blue. 157 and climbing TM with control of the hardpoint, but they're gonna have to contend with these members of MINDFREAK pushing on through. Camo still in the backhands of Shox. Damage gets 1. Dens gets the second. Shox going down to damage again. So damage, a real thorn in the side of MINDFREAK. Brick wall of defense, just too damn strong, and beautiful plays there from Nimble, also cutting down Excite. FTL drive, and look at that score. We're back to all even Stevens between these two teams, Josh. This is unprecedented. TM not letting this one slip away.
Huge plays from both sides. I want to circle back by 30 seconds. Shox was on a 5-kill streak. He still has a hold of that camo. I would have loved to have seen him use that to try and get the points to work towards those bigger score streaks. Alas, he is a smarter player than I'll ever be, so he's got something in mind, and hopefully we'll be seeing that play soon, as there's only 10 seconds separating these teams. MINDFREAK at the rotation, in control. They're going to have a player in mid. It's going to be Shox. He's been getting streak after streak, 2-kill streak right now off this one. 23 and 12, nearly double positive against the Tainted Minds squad, and he's not done yet. Going huge here, 4 kills in a row, 150 from that Trinity. Getting these streaks are going to be massive. MINDFREAK are 40 seconds away from victory, and Shox is still alive here in this bridge hardpoint. The odds are stacked against him. He's kneecapping people, amputating limbs. Shox 5 in a row. Trinity rocket going for full streak, 75 points for that bombardment, and MINDFREAK are really showing their colors right here. Although it's blue, they're feeling anything but. Shox almost into full streaks, 26-13, playing some of the games of his life right here. 3 players down for Tainted Minds. MINDFREAK looking to come back here in the grand final, CWL Sydney Open 1.
MINDFREAK, they bend, but they do not break. 235 to 184, Josh. We are certainly going to be going down to a photo finish. New hard point now on the rotation. MF are in full control. We've got 237 and climbing, but here comes Nimble. He's got a bit of a drop on these players. Perfect kill dead. Can't make it the second one happen. Excite, just a little too fast for him. There's the contest. 240 now. It is all Excite. The young man is going off on the main stage. His war cry can be heard throughout the halls. They're 5 seconds away now from sealing the deal here, but MINDFREAK have just fallen. TM now in control of Turbine, and we're back to square one.
We've seen comebacks from worse odds, but MINDFREAK back in control with 30 seconds left. MINDFREAK are gonna take the first hard point, 250 to 192. This is what MINDFREAK need to kick off this series. A nice dominating hard point, but look, we're up in the air, Miles. Let's bring it back to earth. MINDFREAK had this exact same series lead in the winners bracket final. In fact, they had it by a far greater margin, and they still managed to lose that one.
Anything can happen, Josh. Yeah, we called it, man. This was a fairly similar repeat of the last series. The last one was actually 250 to 109, so it's not that far away. Anything could change in this series.
anything can happen. That is what we have learned today from Championship Sunday here at CWL Sydney 1.